welcome back, you beautiful fucks. It's me, Danny. I gotta piss, and the urge to piss is gonna fuel my energy throughout this video. It's a great video today. Today we're talking about wait, let me remember before I open up my mouth. What are we talking about today? Stand by. That's what it is. 1989 Godzillas and Biollante. Because we're in the Heisei era. We started yesterday with Return, but now we're with this guy right here. That's right. This is the 1989 Godzilla. Let's probably get him in frame properly. Yep, there's that grade A camera work, and this is from Bandai. This is I don't know what you call these. These were sold in like Targets. Just a 3 3/4 size figures. I don't even know if that's, maybe they're only 3 inches tall, but these are cool. I wish, I wouldn't mind if they still did these for especially a lot of the Toho monsters, but maybe they weren't that popular, so they stopped doing it, at least here in the States. Aside from Super 7, which I'd prefer these over the Super 7 retro figures that they do. Don't get me wrong, I understand Super 7 has its own style, but I prefer this where it's closer to the movie. Whoa, we're just jumping around here. Get him out of here. But yeah, I like that little small Godzilla 89. But now we're getting big, because now we're looking at the NECA 1989 Godzilla. Actually, no, we're going to backtrack, because while we're looking at this beautiful NECA, which is one of the last NECA figures made, I think, before they did the special edition. Like I said, I enjoy some of the Super 7 retros. I have a few of them on the card, but they're like $20 a pop. Whereas that small one I just showed you before this was probably like $8, maybe, I think. So, shows you that's times has changed. Shows you how times have changed. It's quite tragic. Anyway, what are we talking about? This is NECA. Remember them? They were cool, and they really started to get their sculpts and they're just really I don't know, they were getting into really good Godzilla figures when they unfortunately had to stop, because I don't think they had a choice. I think they still wanted to keep going. I would have loved if NECA could have done more than just Godzilla, which, I mean, technically they did do Rodan and Mothra, but it would have been really cool if they did like a Kiryu and a Gigan and all them. But at least we got this really cool 89 figure. Very close, movie accurate. Whoa. Jump scare there. Jesus. Oh, here's a special edition I was talking about. Yeah, I kept it in the box. Get the standard out of there. I'm going to do my best to show you what this guy looks like without the lights glaring onto the plastic. But here's the box. Again, this is from Godzilla vs. Biollante. Has some very nice artwork on it. Not my favorite NECA artwork, but still very nice. And with this figure, it's the repaint where it has Biollante's bile all over him. The vomit, if you will. The spit. The Baja Blast from Biollante. So, and it's from what I've seen looking at the figure, well, because I have not opened it, it looks really cool. Just, spoiler alert, which, actually not really spoiler alert, because I already talked about it, but, did I? I'm starting to think, did I show, when I did the Millennium Era figures for Tokyo SOS, did I show the NECA special edition of Godzilla? The one that has, like, the lightning effect? I don't know. I have it. It's in the box still, like this one. These special effects are cool. They look nice. I just don't ever feel like displaying them. I like them in their boxes. They have nice boxes. So, but there's the artwork. Really good job. I love NECA's like toy photography. I wish they sold like buildings and plants and stuff to go with their figures. Obviously back when they did it, but even for their King Kong figures, which they still sell, although there hasn't been any new ones. But yeah, I wish they did some accessories, because they had some. Their photography is very nice. But here he is again, the NECA 1989 Godzilla, just a very nice looking puppy. And there's the Bandai just shows up again. I like it, but you had enough screen time. Get the fuck out of here. We're moving on. to something greater. What's happening? Oh my god, I'm scared. Yeah, let's get him out. Let me take a moment to catch my breath and not pass out. I'm recording. What are we doing? Oh, so this is also Diamond Select, the Godzilla 1989. Yes, it's a very specific Godzilla, not just a generic one. Diamond selected a bank, and I got this years ago from Big Bad Toy Store. Very nice, almost like a statue, and it's pretty tall, which I do like. I think my leg, his thigh, was actually kind of squished because I ordered him with the NECA 18-inch Gypsy Danger, which completely outweighed that figure and might have kind of squished his leg a little bit in the box. But it's not too bad. It's not like something that, oh god, I need to return it. So, but still nice. This is Biollante. So we're moving on now to the main antagonist of the movie. If you want to call her an antagonist, she's kind of a emotionally damaged, kaiju. So maybe she's not really all that evil. But anyway, here she is. This is the Super 7 plant version, the Rose version, I should say. And I've talked about this before when I unboxed it. We're going to ignore that Bandai there because I have some things to say about that. But the Super 7, if you want to check it out, there's a video about it. Not a huge fan of the paint job or the lack of detail, but it's still not that bad. I just would have, $85 for that. I don't know. It's on sale now, though, I think, for like $60, which is not that bad. That's all I'm going to say. So check out that video. Just a nice piece to have in the collection. This right here, sweet Jesus. Okay, we're happy Biollante has a Movie Monster Series figure. It's been out for a while, many years now. It has some cool articulation, some good detail too. I do have to give it props. But, oh my god. When it comes to, like, really just Bandai and 6-inch Godzilla figures in general, one of the huge issues they have is scaling. And you see it again with the 6-inch figures, like Playmates that has done this. Obviously Bandai, YMSF tends to avoid it and does a better job, especially with a lot of more recent releases. But here it is. It's just the fucking scaling. Look at this. So that's about a 6.5-inch figure, I think. Those are the NECA ones, at least. But then I pull out here in a second. There's a 6-inch, Return of Godzilla 1985. This is just terrible. Like, they're supposed to. They're in the same scale. Biollante is supposed to be taller, and she's not even the same size. But luckily, the Bandai 89 Godzilla comes in clutch. So this is actually really nice scaling. Just Biollante is huge, and I actually think that's exactly how it's supposed to look. Like, that's perfect. So maybe this 6-inch Biollante was made specifically for the smaller figures, because it definitely just does not scale well with the other 6-inch figures. It's probably the worst when it comes to scaling in the 6-inch line that I've seen. But here we have the somewhat vintage, older 8-inch Biollante. Now, mine has some warping at the bottom. It's very soft vinyl, very hollow in the center, so, it's showing its age. I'm not a huge fan of the tentacles because they're just all over the place, and I think some of that has to do with the warping and the aging. I don't know how I could fix that because, they're just all over. But it's still a nice piece to have, and I'm happy to have it. It has some decent detail on it, not the best. The paint job also is a little bit, it's okay. Does the job, I guess. But I think maybe the 6-inch, it's hard looking at it now on camera. Like, the detail is actually a little better than I thought. Maybe it's on par with the 6-inch one. I don't know. I'm being indecisive. But I don't know. There's pros and cons to each. I'm just stalling right now so we can get into the whole scaling issue again, which is just my biggest gripe when it comes to these Biollante figures. I want good scaling. And a while ago, YMSF teased that he was making a Biollante figure, and that had really good scaling. It'll probably be a bit pricey, but I'll be happy with that. And no, I do not have the SH Monster Arts version because I'm not paying $300 for a fucking figure. So here's the small Bandai Godzilla. That's a bit too big on Biollante's size. But, spoiler alert, little foreshadowing here. It's better than some of the other ones. So here we have 6-inch Godzilla. It's okay, but Biollante is pretty much here around the same size. Slightly taller because of the little dorsal plate she has on her neck. But it's not bad. I just wish she was a little bit taller. But this is what you typically see with Destroya and Ghidorah, where they're not bigger like they're supposed to be, but they're about the same size. However, this is supposed to be an 8-inch scale figure. And there you have the NECA, which again towers over it. Well, looking at it now, not necessarily towers, but again about the same size. So, just injustice for Biollante. I'm really hoping Haya, if they continue with the whole classic Toho line, that maybe they'll be able to do a big Biollante for a good price. Again, also YMSF, if they do theirs, that'd be great. Here's my favorite Biollante figure. It is just a glass cup with some grass in it. Anyway, guys, that's all for these great figures. Well, most of them great. I kind of gave like the meh rating to the Biollantes just because of that scaling. It really that does really bother me. Like Biollante is such a cool kaiju, and I'm sure the SH monster arts, I'm sure that may scale better, but that's so expensive. That's like $300. And if we can get like a monster or a Haya Ghidorah that scales very well, for only $100 something, which is still a lot, but compared to $300, it's a third of the price. So, you know what I'm saying? Like we can get a good Biollante figure for a good price. It can happen. We just have to believe, okay? Like the song from the Polar Express, "If You Just Believe." Shout out to Josh Groban. Not sponsored though. Anyway, that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you all take care. And next week we'll talk about other Heisei figures, because I'm having a brain fart and I don't remember what the next movie is. It's probably like Ghidorah, I think. We'll see. I'll do my research. Anyway, I hope you all take care, and I'll see you all next time.